So I'm putting together this list of programming languages, going through all the programming languages that I've used and learned about so far, and I come to the conclusion that my top 4 programming languages list is a lot shorter than I would have liked. Because let me tell you, there are quite more programming languages I despise. So today, I'm gonna talk about my favorite 4 programming languages. Why not 5? Because I could not find a 5th programming language to fit to say that I like what would have been. Maybe C++, probably not. Probably something else, probably like NIM. Have you ever heard of NIM? That's why we're not gonna talk about NIM, we're gonna talk about other 4 languages. Here we go. Short disclaimer. These 4 programming languages are my personal opinion, and in no means do they mean that they're the best programming languages or whatever, the fastest. Does not have anything to do with that. It's personal opinion. The most personal opinion I can personally have. Let me fix the camera. And also, they're in the order from my 4th least most favorite to my 1st most favorite. Does that make any sense? Well, I hope it does. Number 4. My 4th favorite programming language is a very new language, and it's called Kotlin. If you're a Java developer, you've probably heard of Kotlin. Well, if you're a developer in general, you might have heard of Kotlin, as it's the thing to replace Java. It's a language made by Google, and it's intended to have a lot of syntax sugar. Like, believe me, this language has diabetes. It has so much syntax sugar. There's no semicolons, obviously, and you can do so much stuff with it. Just look at the way it looks. You can put brackets and do stuff with brackets, like do actual useful stuff with brackets. Getting hyped about Kotlin. I really wish one day I can actually work with Kotlin on a real project, like for my day job. But unfortunately, Kotlin does not really satisfy my personal needs. There's nothing I can develop with Kotlin, and I cannot develop with something else. Maybe in the future I might try to make like an Android app that's purely Android, and I'm gonna like use Kotlin or something, but it's just, I don't know, it's just something's just not right. To my 3rd favorite programming language. Oh yeah, it's your favorite snake. It's Python! Obviously, everyone likes Python, everyone loves Python, and I love Python. There's nothing about Python I don't like. Really, everything. It pretty much makes so much sense. It's such an easy language. It's designed to be easy and not confusing and stuff like that. And really, there's no wonder Python is the most, or at least the 2nd most widely favorite programming language. There's no noise in it. You can just speak in plain English most of the time, and the snakes you just understand what you're saying. It's like talking in the language of snakes, the language of pythons. That's how computers understand. Wait, am I high? Python. Yeah. Great syntax. Why is it only my 3rd, however? It's because it's not that flexible. What I mean by that? I mean that Python, I can't really do certain things with Python. I can't really tell you which, because then I'm gonna get there. I cannot really make real applications with GUI with Python. Have you tried making applications with Python that have a user interface? Like, yeah, there's certain libraries, modules for Python, which do that, but boy, do you have to write a lot of code, and it's just weird. It just does not feel right. Also, you can do game dev with Python, but it's not very cross-platform. Keep that in mind. Moving on to my 2nd favorite programming language, and I love this language. I love it. It's so cool. It's JavaScript. Yeah, you knew it was coming because JavaScript has been out there on the web, and not only for such a long time. I've noticed that the community of JavaScript is in 2 places. Like, either people love JavaScript or they hate JavaScript for its inconsistencies. Now, what I have to say for these people who believe JavaScript is inconsistent is, yeah, you're right, JavaScript is really inconsistent, but you're also not using it the right way. What do I mean by that? The reason JavaScript is inconsistent is because it had to be compatible with older websites, which had to support older versions of JavaScript. Indeed, JavaScript was really a weird and strange language some time ago, but right now in 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, JavaScript is a real and good programming language. But it has those evolutionary trails. It has those evolutionary appendices. The appendix of humans is basically something we do not need and is there just because of evolution and genetics. That's the same with the JavaScript inconsistencies. I'm pretty sure if everyone in the world could agree, they would agree to remove those, but then again, it would ruin a few projects. So personally, I only use triple equals when I really need to use triple equals, and otherwise I use double equals. Never compare an int to a string, never do string operations. Just don't do those, just use it like a normal language. Make use of JavaScript objects and JSON notation, and just make use of the fact that in JavaScript everything is a string map. Make use of that, it's super awesome, it's a real awesome feature, you have to use that. Also, it's really cross-platform. With JavaScript you can make servers, you can make web applications, and you can export web applications into real mobile desktop applications with tools like NWJS or Electron. Yeah, Electron. Cross-platform, baby. Cross-platform. This cross-platformness is going to translate into my #1 favorite language. After this short break, because my camera is out of space. Before I get to my #1 most favorite language of all time in this universe, I would kindly ask you to please like this video and subscribe if you're enjoying my content. Also, maybe follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Let's get into it with my #1 favorite language. You knew this was coming. The language starts with H and has 4 letters. Oh yeah, HTML. No, HTML is not a programming language. I'm talking about Hexa. Now wait a second, Dave. Hexa? I've never heard of Hexa. Well, let me educate you a little bit, son. Hex is a very cross-platform programming language that's basically a mix of JavaScript and Java in terms of syntax. The reason why I love Hexa so much is you can make any kind of application with Hex. Mostly games though, but if you're a real Hex developer, you can make applications for any platform. If you wanted to make a game on your dog's leash, you can make a game on your dog's leash as long as it has and it uses electricity. It's really a perfect mix of Java and JavaScript, and it has a good amount of syntax sugar. It has a team constantly working on improving Hex. Version 4 recently came out. Recently, that's a few years ago, but still that's quite recent, and it's getting updated. It's also really powerful. You can do a lot of stuff with little code, and it's very robust. It's typed for once, but there's also JavaScript typeless objects, right? They're called dynamic objects. They're JSONs or dictionaries if you're more familiar with Python. Anonymous objects, basically. So it works natively with JSON, which is really awesome. And even though it's a strictly typed language, yeah, your variables have types like int and bool and string, whatever. It has a very strong automatic type inference. What does it mean? It means you say var x equals whatever, and it's automatically gonna determine what type the x variable is. And this is stronger than other languages I've seen. It's stronger than C#. Oh, do I have to talk about C#? I cannot compare it with Kotlin though. Kotlin does this. Kotlin has this. I'm not sure which is stronger. I'm gonna have to check on that. But other than that, if you're really interested in learning a programming language that's very cross-platform and you can make games with, absolutely do check out Hex. Hex is a blessing in this world. It's like Jesus came, but he's dressed like a normal person, so you can't really tell it's Jesus. That's basically Hex. Jesus. That being said, this has been my video on my top most favorite, most liked 4 favorite programming language, and up next, not sure if next week, but the video with my most hated 6 programming languages is gonna come. Oh, soon. I expect that soon. I'm gonna trash these programming languages that everyone likes. I'm absolutely gonna stomp them. I'm gonna on them. I'm gonna trash them. I'm gonna roast them. Oh, I'm gonna have so much fun. Hating is why I'm here, and giving my opinion on things I should not give my opinion on. Hey, that's fun. That's fun. Talking about giving my opinion on stuff I'm not supposed to, I really want to open a new discussion or YouTube channel on philosophy. This has been one of my interests for a very long time. I just don't like to call it philosophy because it's based a little bit more on science than philosophy and thinking, personal development. I would really like to open a channel about that, but I'm not sure if I should open another channel or keep posting on the same channel. So do let me know in the description what your opinion on this is. Also, let me know in the description what your favorite programming language is. Mine is Hex, what is yours? If it's C#, I'll have you killed. Until next time, please don't forget to subscribe. I've already said that, right? Subscribe, share, yeah, whatever. Thanks for watching this video of a Romanian game developer. I'll see you in another video.